In a lot of actors, Vele, they knew their passion from the get go, or maybe when they like stood on a stage and then they were about, oh, this is me.
You don't really learn everything in training. The rest you have to learn as you go because our industry is fairly like young compared to like Hollywood. So we're always adapting.
I strive to be my most authentic self, and you can see that through my wardrobe. I mainly wear like black.
Especially spirituality when it came to these minute details to therefore build this craft.
That the industry does kind of require some sort of personal branding and promotion on social media.
I know.
I don't know if this is controversial, but I don't really like scripts.
Sometimes on a script, you have to at least say something
Of
that
course.
exact way because that line,
Yes.
if you don't say this line, it doesn't make
this
sense.
meaning by God's grace. By God's grace, one day I will act with that bro. I will.
Love, family, healing.
What's up, beautiful people? My name is Aphiwe Mdluli, and you are tuned into the Brazen Black Podcast, the home of unapologetic African storytelling. As always, this episode is in association with Brazen Black Arts Film Fridays, where every last Friday of every month, we screen some amazing short films from emerging filmmakers. As you can see, we got a bit of a facelift, looking sleek and sexy, but the content is still as great. We're only getting better and better. And today, I'm joined by none other than Archie Jr. and THEBOLAKA MADIHLABA from the short film Kancha. Hi guys, how are you?
Good in you.
I'm good. How are you two?
I'm great.
That's good. That's good. So we ask everyone this question, right? You know, because acting is an amazing art, and so you can't just choose it with a heart, like with half a heart. So I wanna know from you guys what inspired you to choose this career. It can be a moment, can be a song, can be anything. Tebo, I'll start with you.
Okay. Well, obviously, like as a child, you don't really know what you're gonna do. But for me, there were signs, because I'm an only child, so that kind of boosted my creativity. I used to perform a lot for my family, and I used to have like toys and things like that, and I would do different voices for each of the toys, give them characters, and I really love storytelling because I was raised by my grandmother as well. So nekeratadi nonwane and things like that. But for me, what really made me realize that I was born to be a storyteller was when I was in high school, and I started to delve deeper into film, right? And I initially thought that I was going to be a director. But then I don't know why I thought that, okay, let me just try acting, and then let me see. Directing will maybe be something that I'll do later on when I'm maybe like 50 and, you know, when I've experienced life a bit. But yeah, that's my journey so far.
Oh wow, you Archie?
For me, it's gonna sound so weird, but
There's no such thing as weird.
okay, let me
In
sit
this
up
space.
for this one.
Oh.
So I was watching is it a series? I think a series. Yeah, Blackish. You know Blackish.
Oh yes.
Blackish. And then I used to wonder, hi man, Bairang Batubana man, why they live so nice, so fancy? Why Bairang? I don't understand Bairang. And then I always used to ask, hey man, what is this profession? What is this profession? And then Mama Kabari, you know what? No man, this is acting. Oh, acting. Man, I think I like it. I think I want to do it.
It's like my size.
And then she was like, you know what? You my son, dog. I'm a run with you. And I was like, I bet. Kazama everywhere, Kazama anything. Some agencies, but you are still a little boy. What you know, and then after that, I found out after, and then that's where the true passion just locked in.
yeah.
I went locked in. Where I did higher certificate, so a higher certificate where they used to teach you all these things, and then I felt about okay, so I do have it was not just a joke. I actually do have a calling for this. this way.
And you
That's where
answered.
I just went on hand.
Yeah. Yeah. That's amazing. I mean, it's not weird, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, it's different because maybe
I mean-
compared to like the Thebo and like a lot of actors maybe who discovered at a younger age, like in high school or school. But
I mean, a lot of actors, Vele, they knew their passion from the get go, or maybe when they like stood on a stage and then they were bara, oh, this is for me. Nah, I saw a film and then Barry is for you.
But that was also like what cemented it for me was like watching like a certain film
films.
as well. So
Yeah.
it's normal.
No, but yeah, that's how it started for me. Yeah.
I mean, it's great to hear different stories because I hear a different answer every time. So
Yeah.
don't worry that your story is different. It's actually what makes you you. Okay. So my next question is, which actors inspire you, or rather, okay, perhaps I should rephrase this question. If you have managed to work with a industry experienced actor, please tell me about that experience. But if you have not, who is that actor that you see and you're like, I need some of that. I need to work with them. I need to breathe around them. This is what I need. I'll start with you, AJ.
For me, it was Will Smith. Since the Fresh Prince era. From that, you would just see how he would adopt that role and just have fun with it.
Yeah.
I think I listened to another interview of his, and then he was like, obviously he comes from music and all of that,
Yeah.
and then he kind of like hit rock bottom, and then after spending all of that big money, he hit rock bottom, and then from there, and then his hand was like, hey dog, there's an audition there, blah 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 blah. He's not an actor. There's an audition there, blah blah blah. Go just try your luck there. Atsena, boomed. And then as he boomed, he just started to enjoy, and I was like, oh,
That's something you can connect to. Yeah.
I could see that, Shem. By God's grace, one day I will act with that Broella. I will act with that Broella, and he will see my talent.
In Jesus' name.
Hallelujah.
Amen. Beautiful.
So for me, like there wasn't really like an actor that I wanted to work with.
Yeah.
It was more like directors.
Oh,
but I was
yes.
inspired by performances.
Uh-huh.
So for me, I really wanted to work because one of my favorite genres is psychological thrillers, right? So so I wanted to be a part of like something similar to films like Seven by what's his name? I think is it David Lynch? No, it's not David Lynch, but
I know
don't remember-
Seven.
Yeah, but
I don't
Seven,
know who
right?
that- which is-
So a performance that inspired me was Al Pacino's performance in The Godfather. I know he's a man and I'm a woman, but
I mean, inspiration comes from
Yeah.
anything. It doesn't really.
yeah.
Yeah.
So there was just something about how like slow and how like subtle yet powerful his performance was. How like it doesn't have to be loud, but it can impact you nevertheless.
Yeah.
And so I love also being connected to characters that have like complexities within themselves.
Yeah.
And so those are the kind of characters that I would want to play. So performances like Al Pacino's are what inspired me instead of like a single like actor. Yeah.
That's interesting, which is great because, like I said, inspiration comes from anything.
Yeah.
A song can be a sign, can be an anime, can
Yeah.
be a poster, can be anything. So that's
Can be
great.
your mother.
Exactly. Exactly. Especially when you're a storyteller, you have to draw from real people. no?
Yeah.
So yeah. So obviously, what I know about you guys, and also what I'm sure the viewers can notice, is that you guys have a very specific personal style and how you express yourselves and all of that. Which the producer in me is like, we can make some money here. Okay, personal branding, social media marketing, something.
Yeah.
And on top of that, obviously, a lot of people have voiced that the industry does kind of require some sort of personal branding and motion on social media.
I know.
But some social media motion, like following something to show that you are, you know, you're the hottest thing, so that when someone hires you, it's like, okay, well, someone will just watch because they know you.
Yeah.
So how do you then tackle or approach personal branding as actors? I can start with you.
Me?
Yes.
So I don't really like view myself as a brand because I feel like I'm ever changing. Nah.
Yeah.
So I strive to be my most authentic self, and you can see that through my wardrobe. I mainly wear like black, or like if I'm not wearing black, like dark tones, and that says a lot about me as a performer because I love, like I said, performances that are very emotional, very intellectual, very character driven, very also like just, I don't want to say dark, but not horror or anything like that either,
yeah.
but just like they make you think and make you like, once you're done watching, you like relate to it somehow or question your life and link the performance or the film to your life. So when I walk into a room, I wish for people to already see that when they look at me. Like I tend to be reserved. I tend to be like, so even though I don't think like I'm like that all the time, that's why I'm saying like, a brand, there are these characteristics and, but when it comes to who I am, I just want people to see like I truly love what I do. And I don't have to boast about it or talk about it all the time. And I don't always have to like say something. But specifically about my art, I just want the art to speak for itself. So that's my brand, I guess. But yeah.
Yeah, we're clocking that. You, AJ.
So when it comes to the industry, it's so true, Vela, when you say they look for influential people to therefore draw attention.
Yeah.
It's so true, and it's something that it mind boggles me because ke palelwa ke ho fihla le 1,001 followers ko Instagram,
I've been on
and they
600
will
for
be
2
one-
years
Oh, I
now.
wanna-
And
so-
it took me 3 years to get to that 600.
so it's like, it's so hard, man. It's so hard, especially when you see like on shows, a lot of people with a lot of influence, and then they reoccur in other shows. So it's a thing where if that's the requirement, what do you do?
Yeah. Like how do you...
So that's now the process I feel like I am kind of like in right now.
Yeah.
And then I'm trying to like, for instance, vlog into Apple.
Yeah, you'll see.
You zama there to see something there. You vlog.
Like
you
content creation.
Content creation.
Because you could do like fashion content. So then people are like, oh, who's this? Then it's like, I'm also an actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't thought about that. That's actually something I would like. I mean,
it's my job.
clever
Don't worry.
girl. But yeah, that's that, man. I'm trying to actually understand how to break through and get
that, so you can get your
the
foot in the
following, get the influence, and then try and build kayone.
Yeah.
To get these roles. Because
Is it really important though?
Yes.
I mean,
can I just jump in?
Sure.
I mean, first and foremost, you must not forget that you're in a business. Acting, the profession is a business, right? Because initially, right, it was mostly about like the talent, the authentic acting. You understand?
100%.
Yeah, but as the world changes, you know what I mean, the industry is changing as well. So it is a business.
Yeah.
So as much as you are honing your acting skills and people can see that you are, you're a dope
dog
actor.
actor.
You understand? But also they have to consider the business. So in my humble opinion, it's an industry of superstars.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
you have to really tune in. You're in a superstar. You understand?
Because you have it. You just have to now.
You're going to
bring it
lead a
out.
movie and all of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, acting is a business. So focus also on the business side of it.
100%.
I think I need to.
But also, it's something that wasn't necessarily taught. You just had to like figure it out and understand because of this business and what it requires. That's what then you also need to maneuver with.
Yeah.
True. But that, I mean, you can never really learn everything in training. The rest you have to learn as you go, because our industry is fairly like young compared to like your Hollywood. So we're always adapting. So it's something that we have to open our minds to. All right, let's talk Kancha. I hope I said that correctly.
Khanza.
They're throwing me off. I'm not gonna fall for it.
Khanza.
I'm not gonna fall for it. Okay.
Speak 2 different languages.
I'm not gonna fall for it. So I wanna ask, what was your reaction? Classic question. What was your reaction when you first read the script? I'll start with you, AJ.
Dark. Really dark. It came to the point where I was like, are you all sure you want to shoot this thing? It's so dark, this thing, Haibo. And then I couldn't necessarily understand why the intensity, when it came to especially spirituality, when it came to these minute details to therefore build this craft. I couldn't understand why you wanted to push this agenda, this message.
Yeah.
And it took a lot, and I therefore understood, Uguti, the message is for someone to therefore quote unquote relate to, because you can't relate it, maybe you can't relate it in a spiritual sense, but you can relate it in a more abusive or in a more, pain buried
because it's a very layered, it's a horror at large, but it's layered.
Yeah.
Deep
It is
themes about
so that's what I tried to endeavor in and try to unfold. If it's like that, then how do you maneuver through it?
Yeah.
I had to ask lecturers. I had to ask even the producers and directors, mostly the directors, to therefore understand actually what's going on here.
Knowing your director, I love Xander. Like that, like when I think of Kancha, I'm like, Xander.
Yeah.
It makes so much sense. It's so like him.
Yeah, he's like this, that's a director. But and but all in all, when I understood it and I grasped it, it became a lot easier to portray it, to show it. It became a lot easier, Shem. And it was a good journey. It was a really good journey.
And you, Tebo?
What did I think of the script?
Yeah, like you see this as like, oh my, what is this?
What did I think? Initially, I was like, yo, there's a lot happening here. I wasn't really sure of the genre. But those are not things that I try to think too much about.
Yeah.
I try to understand the character, because I don't know if this is controversial, but I don't really like scripts. Like, I know.
Really?
Yeah.
Please briefly elaborate. This is
I
news
feel
to
like
me.
they box me as an actor. I like to have creative freedom. And so far, like, the directors that I've worked with never allow me to, like, that freedom. They never give me the space to, like, make my own.
To make it your own.
Yeah. And I'm not also saying that, like, we need to improv all the time.
Because I was about to ask, like, you don't even see it maybe as a foundation, yeah? Like, maybe you don't want to...
For like, narrative-wise, yes,
Yeah.
it's like, the steps into, like, following the story and all of that. Yeah, I understand that. But I like to think of characters as another part of me.
Okay.
Right? So when I looked at the script, I was just trying to understand Getso and trying to see if I could find parts of her in me, which I could, because I related to a lot of things regarding her character.
Yeah.
And so I didn't really think too much about the story, I will not lie. I thought a lot about...
That is interesting.
Yes.
We saw, my
You see,
That's
we
interesting.
saw.
he said he saw,
we
yeah.
saw.
I'm very character driven.
Okay.
Very, very character driven. So, yeah.
That is very interesting. I think just briefly on my part, like, I think I say it's interesting because I know, obviously, I'm involved from, like, step one. And I know how sometimes, I guess maybe my question to you is then, sometimes on a script, you have to at least say something
Of
that
course.
exact way, because that line, like,
Yes.
if you don't say
Yeah,
this line,
has
it
yes.
doesn't make
this
sense.
meaning.
Otherwise
pushes
things
narrative.
change. So
Yes.
you're so I think just to clarify,
Yeah.
because I don't want people thinking now you're rogue, then now I'm trying
Okay,
to
yeah.
help you now. So you are open to understanding the structure, foundation,
Yes.
what's important.
Yes.
You don't want rather a director that's gonna tell you like bar for bar what the
Yeah,
character
like,
is. You kind of want to
yeah.
live in it and
Like
see
creative
where that
freedom.
character will take you because
Yes.
you're performing.
Yeah.
Is that-
Obviously, there are things that I know are set in stone in a story, in a script.
Yeah.
Of course. But, just that I don't want to feel like a robot. That's what I'm
Basically,
saying.
like creative freedom.
Yeah.
Therefore, kind of like, I understand you want me to do this,
And be
but
more
what if I
authentic and-
change it, Kanyane, and
Yeah,
then
but
this
it's
pushes
still-
this better, but it's still this.
Yeah.
That's all that matters. Okay, I'm just checking. I was like very worried there for a second. Okay, I wanted to ask. So I want you guys to tell me, what should people expect from the film? But obviously don't spoil it. So what I mean is, don't mention the climax, don't mention nothing in the third act and stuff like that. Like, what can people expect?
Can I mention it in like 3 words?
Sure.
Action.
Mm-hmm.
Action.
Mm.
A little bit of drama,
Mm-hmm.
psychological warfare in here,
Mm-mm-mm.
and then a shock factor.
Mm.
A shock factor.
I agree.
What can I say? I think they're like their takeaway, what they should expect. That, especially in this day and age, spirituality is important. Not necessarily like ancestors, or even if that is your
forte.
that's fine. But just being in tune with oneself, and that love, family, healing.
Mm-hmm.
It's important to do that if you want to like jump into something else in your life,
Yeah.
or go forward. So that's
It's understood. Yeah.
That's beautiful. These real guys, tune in. Don't bore me. Okay. Let's play a game.
okay.
Rapid fire. Don't think about it too much. It's just a game. It's just a game. You ready? And I'm serious. Don't think.
Okay,
Just speak.
okay, yes.
Speak. Ne? Sharp. Okay. You'll answer at the same time.
All right.
And then we'll take it from there. Superhero or villain?
Villain.
Oh, okay. And it's crazy because y'all are like twins. So
yeah.
that was like
Also,
giving.
you
We're
did not
connected,
watch.
Archie.
It was. I did,
Who
but
did not watch?
I know it was. First of all, I did watch it. No,
Just check.
I did. I just didn't know if you guys were twins or not. That's what I'm saying because I know you're siblings.
Actually, that was
I know you're siblings.
that was
I didn't know
a
you were
question
twins.
that a lot of people had when we were filming.
Oh,
like,
like are you
people-
twins or you just siblings?
Yeah.
So you're twins.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we're
Can
twins.
Non-identical.
Yes.
Is it fraternal?
Identical?
Yeah, fraternal.
You come together,
When there's
but
a boy
you
and
don't
a
look the
girl.
same.
Something like that.
But we can't look the same because the gender, I guess. But
I forgot the
anyways.
word, but I know what it is. I know what it is. Okay, let's move on. Period drama or futuristic sci-fi?
Period drama,
Okay. Biopic or fantasy?
fantasy,
Like Long Walk to Freedom.
biopic. I mean, what is this fantasy?
Fantasy.
Yeah,
Fantasy, okay.
We fight for
Would you play a politician or a criminal?
criminal.
I love this. It's like evil prevails.
Come
Anyway.
for you.
Okay, would you rather star in a rom-com or a psychological thriller?
Psychological thriller. Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Tango is big.
That's great. Okay. A kiss scene or a stunt scene?
Fancy.
Stunt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, kissing
Yeah,
is
it's-
no offense to
no.
those who have. It's a bit
All
old.
the mamas say
Okay. I need you to pay attention for this one.
Okay.
So, would you rather work with a genius director, but they are really difficult? Oh, I said he. Oh, let me check my bias. Would you rather work with a difficult director, but he's a genius? They are a genius. Why do I keep saying he?
My sister.
Can I be
It's
honest?
fine. I mean,
Controversial
like,
take.
we're
Controversial take. I
understanding.
have a beef with like bravado.
Yeah.
Like
Mm.
directors, and they
Yeah.
tend to be male. I'm not saying there's none that are women. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
that's
I get you.
Let me check my bias. I'm sorry.
Same.
I'm sorry. Okay, let me start that again.
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather work with a genius director but they're difficult, or work with an average director but they are kind? If you had to choose, genius but difficult. Okay.
She said we mustn't like things like.
I mean, Chef, I'll give you leeway with this
what do you
one.
mean
'cause
by
it is kinda-
average? Like,
Average, maybe they're not a Nolan, like big. like a
yeah, I choose
great-
the average because I mean, you know,
They have a good heart
okay.
and they care for. you
Because
as
I
a
mean, like your
person.
average, like directors can make like underrated gems as well. I mean, so you know,
Mhm.
I would take the average guy.
But also with the difficult ones, how difficult is it?
No, like, God, no, this is not. I don't know, just like aggressive,
Screaming at
mean.
you. And
When you're not getting something right, they don't ask you what's wrong. They tell you
I-
that like
I don't know, Shem.
get your act together.
Because we're gonna fight. Because I like
Yeah. I see
Yeah.
that. I see that.
yeah. So no.
But like, okay, I think, maybe when you encounter a difficult director, come back to me and tell me your answer if your answer
We've
changes.
experienced them, my sister. They are not nice.
Oh, so your answer is very interesting. Okay, cool. Thank you so much for playing that game. So, unfortunately, we have reached the end, but
Yeah.
it's not yet because we cannot let you guys leave empty-handed. So,
Oh.
gifts.
Oh,
Thank
my
you.
sister. Oh,
Pass it down.
thank
Pass
you.
it down. Pass it down.
Pass it down.
Pass it down,
Archie.
Booty.
Banna.
Oh, pass it down.
Okay.
Take.
Wow.
Oh, all right.
Of course, I don't expect anything less.
You know what? Real. Thank you so much for joining us. We are really excited to see Hancha, guys, and you will see Hancha live on our YouTube channel. Okay, Brazen Black. Subscribe, comment, like, share with your friends, share with everybody you know, or maybe you don't know. Okay, the live stream will happen on the 1st of May at 6:30. You do not want to miss it.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Salute, BBAFF'ies.